Okay. Hello. Okay, so this is our first ever Free Bitch TV live, and we're really excited.
And you're
And we're
playing it
already
again.
having technical difficulties. We're here with Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
And Jay Gaga, who is a wonderful Gaga impersonator, is going to be joining us as soon as she's off work. And we are also waiting on someone that I'm really excited to have that I'm fangirling a little bit over, drag queen Judas Manson, who is also a drag queen and Gaga impersonator. And these are all people that make lots of costumes. And joining us electronically, because unfortunately she had to work, ironically, at a craft store, Jamie of Shit Little Monsters Say will also be joining us. And she's a really good friend of ours, so we're really excited for that, too. And then after that is the Gaga and Tony PBS special, which I know that this is not going to go any longer than 9 p.m. because we have to watch that. So we're really excited for that. And before we start, we wanted to talk about our brand new website.
Yay!
So we are going to be associated with populove.net, which is a new pop music network. You may know Tim Cox from Radio Art Pop, and he's kind of taken us under his wing for technology and helped us make a beautiful website so that we can be part of the Populove network. And you should take a look at us. You should take a look at Populove, so populove.net, but then also check us out. So it's just www.freebitchtv.com, and it's really cute. Tim did a really good job. Yeah, so what are we talking about today, Sarah?
What aren't we talking about today? No, we're talking about costumes and makeup and wigs and just in general how all of our guests and ourselves have found empowerment through our creative passions, and we've also had some pretty great experiences too from our costume making, so we're kind of going to tell some stories about that. And as well, you wouldn't have successes without failures, so of course we're going to talk about some pretty good costume fails.
Ashley, do you have costume fails to share with us, or?
Oh yes, I definitely have some definite costume fails. There's been some incidents at some art raves, especially, that I've nearly exposed myself. So yeah, there was some definite frantic moments at a couple of the art raves this year.
Perfect. Okay, I'm glad it's not just us. That's
we
good.
have pretty much left every art rave with our costumes destroyed. So
Lacey said that if your costume survived the art rave, you didn't do it right, so we were doing a good job. And I said, oh, honey, thanks for trying to make us feel better. So, Ashley, why don't you introduce yourself first, and then we'll have an introduction from our friend Jamie, and then we'll go on from there.
Sure, sounds good. My name's Ashley. My Twitter is AshleyAutumnXO. If any of you do know me or recognize the name, it's probably because I went to quite a few art raves, and I've done a lot of Lady Gaga costumes. I also sell a lot of the costumes online. I've got a shop called Lingerie Bomb on Etsy. But probably my most known costume that kind of got the most attention was I remade the Raver Girl costume from the art rave. And yeah, Lady Gaga saw it. She said I looked just like her. She invited me backstage during the show, and I met her afterwards in my falling apart Raver Girl costume. But yeah, so that one definitely got a lot of attention. She also, that was also the one that she tweeted a picture of me before the show and said, you look just like me. So
you did just look like
And actually, we're not gonna lie. So we already had that costume planned.
Yeah, I barely started.
And so Courtney had started ordering some, wig supplies and some stuff. And so I remember actually texting her and being like, no, you need to check out. Somebody has totally nailed the costume.
You did such a good job, and I was literally the night before. I kid you not. The night before, I had called Sarah in literal tears, being like, I can't do it. It's too hard. The wig. and then your picture went up, and I was like, ah! Because it was so good, and I was like, rocked it so hard, like, she did such a good job, like, I can't be a quitter, so I did it anyway, so.
Yeah.
What was funny was because, I think your guys, the show in Ottawa was about a week later, I think, because that was the one I went to in Edmonton, the one where I wore that one. So I think it was about a week, maybe, or so. And when your guys' picture came up, that you were up on stage and stuff, I had everybody, like, messaging me and sending me pictures being like, is this you? Did you go on stage? And I was like, bitches!
I had that after.
I was like, those bitches, I didn't get to go on stage.
We had that after. People kept sending me pictures of you being like, I love your Raver Girl costume. And I was like, thank you, but that's not me. Like, because we both did, like, the purple bangs. And I was like, but I will tell Ashley that you love her costume because she looks great. I think I tagged you in a couple on Instagram.
I think so, yeah. I think you did. But it was definitely... Yeah, it was definitely like when I saw you and I saw you were up on stage, I was like, bitch, I didn't get to go on stage. But that's okay. She wore that night. Also from that night, I made a jacket and a vest and threw it on stage. So that was kind of how
I got her.
Yeah.
So I made a vest and threw it on stage, and then once she picked it up because she had pointed at me a couple times through the show and stuff because even my friends were like, girl, she sees you. Like, she tweeted you before the show. She tweeted your picture. We were on the floor. She's like, there it is. That's the one. So, so I threw a vest up on stage and she picked the vest up and wore it. And then while she was wearing it, she was like, who made this vest? Who made this vest? And then as soon as she saw that it was me, it was because I was getting pushed up to the front. When she did see it was me, she was like, oh my God. She's like, it's you. She's like, you look just like me.
Yeah.
That's how you did look just like her. Yeah. I did not. My costume did, but I looked like me in a costume. You looked a lot like her. So this is Ashley's costume, and you made the skirt too.
That one, the first malfunction. Speaking when you said you called her crying, saying I can't do it. I had probably the same incident with that costume. Making it, I was doing the skirt when I was doing all the drawing on the skirt, the art pop skirt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it took so long, and it was like the same day I had been working on the wig, and it's like I'd been working on the wig and like burned all my fingers off for about 12 hours.
The hot glue.
Trying to thread all the wig, kind of trying to dread the wig because like with an iron and everything. So I was working on the skirt and I was drawing everything on, and I was doing the lettering and stuff. And then all of a sudden I stepped back as I kind of done like the red outline of the letters. And then I stepped back and it was like 10 o'clock at night. I looked at it and I had written at pop instead of art pop.
Oh no!
The R. So if you kind of look closely at mine, you can see that the R kind of looks like an A. So I basically like had a meltdown and was like, I phoned my mom and I was crying and I was like trying to scrub it off with bleach.
Oh no! I didn't even try the skirt, so don't worry. I looked at the costume and was like...
but that was the thing. I had already drawn so much of it on that I was like, oh my God, I can't do this again. So luckily I was able to like scrub it and color over it enough and it had the green skirt over it. So, I mean, you can't totally tell. I see it when I look at it closely, but nobody else does. So.
But that's always the case, though. Everybody else is like, oh my God, it's so good. And you're like, actually, these 17 things went wrong, and it's not her done.
These are all the things that are wrong with it.
Yeah, I never would have noticed if you didn't say that. I didn't even try the skirt. I looked at it and was like, nope, fuck that. I'm done.
Well, also, it was like the end of July. Was it the end of July or beginning of July? And as it was, wearing plastic, baking outside, like there's no way. There's no way.
People asked us to take pictures with them in it, and as we were standing, the more we stood in the sun, like, Sarah was like, we need to go in the shade. I'm like, why? She was like, look down, and it was, like, fogging. It was, like, slowly, like, getting, like she was, foggy and sweaty.
Oh, yeah, you guys were outside. Yours was outside. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Luckily, the one I went to when that one was inside, so it wasn't too bad, other than I still got pretty sweaty. So after the show, when we were, like, waiting backstage, I was, like, in the bathroom, like, stuffing paper towels, like, down it to try and, like, dry everything out.
Oh, that's
Our
so
worst
funny.
one was we at the Montreal Art Rave when we did the paper doll outfits.
Oh my
we had
God.
to wear morph suits, so it was head to toe, and we kept them on the whole time, and we were dying. Like that was so even though it was indoors.
Oh my God, it was, but we were literally covered, like, our faces to our fingertips to our toes, and people kept people kept asking who it was, and we were like, if I never told you, you would never know. We roasted. And by the end of it, there was a part where we were hanging onto the barricade at the front, and I don't remember what she said, but I had like someone in front of me, so I was hanging on sort of between them. I don't remember what she said, but I screamed so hard, and I started to see black circles, and I was like, oh my God, I need to not pass out. I don't want to be the one that passes out.
I don't want to pass out and get dragged out of here.
Yeah, well, Jamie did pass out at a show once, and it wasn't good. Yeah, she passed out at the Born This Way ball, I believe. So let's play our little intro from Jamie, just in case anybody doesn't know who Jamie is, which, how could you not know who Jamie is? We're going to play that right now so you guys can meet her.
Oh. So ironically, make it live onto the show because I'm working my shift at a craft store on the show about costumes and crafting. Whatever.
That's Jamie. I don't know if you heard that. I'm not very good at this. Basically, she couldn't come see us because unfortunately she had to work her shift at a craft store, even though she's
You guys froze on me.
she recorded videos for us. So, hey, can you guys, Ashley, can you still see us? Because we're having connectivity fails.
Sorry, you guys froze there for a second, but I can see you now.
Okay, perfect, thanks. So apparently we're going straight to costume fails. So what costume fails have we got? Oh my God.
Oh my God, the inflatable.
Oh my God, the inflatable. Okay. I'm going to show you our inflatable costume.
Never attempt to make an inflatable costume.
So,
yeah.
This one time, we saw Lady Gaga wear her inflatable octopus on stage. And we thought it was the most rad thing we'd ever seen, and we were like, we're going to make this, we're going to impress everybody, it's going to be inflatable. Because some people had made it, but they'd stuffed the headpiece. Well, they were smart.
Yeah.
We were not. So we actually made them inflatable.
But the whole point was the inflatable fashion. That's what we thought was so cool, was like, who does that, inflating their clothes? Like,
so we tried.
Yeah. So we heat sealed. Those are actually shower curtains that we heat sealed, and we glued in valves, like the valves like in like floaties and stuff, to inflate them. And when we did it at first, it was amazing. Like, they filled up. It was perfect.
We were just so
like,
excited.
Yes, this is gonna be so good. And like,
and then we turned the camera on.
10 seconds. Yeah. As soon as we turned the camera on, it was like, and they were already deflated.
You can kind of see in the picture already that like all my tentacles underneath.
Look at mine.
Yeah. So that didn't work. That was unfortunate.
No, but tell about also, we're like at the show because we're like, no, we were determined to make these work. Like, we were just like, we had no time to do anything else. And so we had been using like silicone caulking, trying to like seal these things, and like right up until like literally in line, we're sealing this stuff with rubber cement. Like, it's ridiculous.
E6000.
Everything. We're just like crafting hard in line and like doing all this stuff. And we're in the concert, like, second row from the barricade, and we're like, okay, wait, she's coming out. We're filling up the costume, and people are blowing up the back for us. It was pathetic.
It was really, people, we had one friend behind us being like, yeah, this is going to look really weird, but I'm just going to blow up your tail. And so she's, like, down, like, butt level, being like,
literally doing the most. Like,
so that was probably our biggest costume fail. Personally, I did have one pretty bad costume fail back in like 2010, and I did the caution tape, but it was real tape. It wasn't like just non-sticky. It was actual tape. And so my friend and I taped me into this thing, and it worked so much better than we thought it was going to. We were like, all right, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. And I was like, hey, just before we go, I'm going to go pee. Oh my God. And I hadn't peed on the whole Greyhound there, and then we'd been running late because it was the winter, because until this summer, Gaga only comes here in like the deep freeze of -40, and I don't know why. And I didn't pee for 8 hours after that 3-hour Greyhound because I was taped into my costume. and couldn't get out unless I wanted to ruin it. And obviously not ruining the costume is much more important than your health. So that was a pretty big fail for me as well. And then what other costume fails have we had? So many.
Well, it wasn't a costume fail, but it was a project fail. We attempted to make something for Gaga that was a bra. So we dubbed it the aquarium bra. And
it was bad stuff.
It was a great idea. Okay, it was a great idea. It was, so again, with the heat sealed plastic, I'm noticing a trend here. It was like an aquarium, this clear heat sealed plastic that had a fish pump in it to blow bubbles through it.
Can I just say we don't even have a picture to show because in trying to make it work, we forgot?
No, we have video of it.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Anyways, it had a black light mounted underneath, so that it was glowing. Like all of these, it was like, had it worked, it would have been amazing. But the first time we did it, we're like, fuck yeah, okay, it's perfect. We turn it on. It starts going. We're like,
because there was a fish pump.
We
that blew
forgot
air.
to vent it. It's like pumping air into this blowing bubbles, and it had nowhere to go. So we had to like poke a hole in the top so that the air could come out, and then we had this little like
annoying thing that leaked
valve
water
kind of
everywhere.
thing in there.
And then once it exploded on a coffee table all over my apartment.
We remade this thing probably about 6 times.
We tried to give it to her in Cleveland and it didn't work. It leaked all over just anybody who went anywhere near it. It was a terrible idea.
It just leaked everywhere all the time. And yeah, so I mean the concept I think was good, but it was a failed project. Yeah.
It was not the greatest.
No.
We also have a costume fail from Jamie that I'm going to try and put up here without screwing it up this time. Yeah.
Do the volume. Do her volume. Oh, yeah. There you go.
My greatest fail of a costume was not really a fail. I didn't have the time or the effort or the means. The thing at the end of Marry the Night, that like circular headpiece thing that's on her face, and like it's a dome, but it's like metal. I wasn't able to mold metal in my basement, so I took a silver piece of bristle board, folded it in on itself so it made like a slight cone, cut 2 eye holes out, and went. Nailed it. It was the worst. It was just the worst thing. So that was my fail. That's when I just didn't care anymore.
So I actually have
my hardest costume.
Jamie, hold your horses. I actually have a picture of this failed costume for Jamie, and it's really
I haven't
funny.
even seen this.
Oh,
so.
it's good. It's good.
Oh no!
Hold on, let me share it with everybody. Let me, if I can figure this out.
What? Oh dear.
Personally, I might not have been so good either if I tried to make a giant dome out of paper. So,
well,
Jamie's biggest
and let's
costume
be
fail.
real. Jamie's making like a bazillion costumes, so
Yeah. Jamie also makes like 14 costumes like every day. So yeah. So Ashley, what is your favorite costume you've ever made, and or the hardest one if they're the same?
Definitely my favorite is the Raver Girl one, for sure. It was my favorite. It was my favorite costume I've seen her wear as soon as I saw her in it, and it's definitely my favorite one that I've done and actually been able to do successfully. There's, I don't know, probably the hardest one I have to make. It's definitely up there. Probably the hardest ones I've made have been that one, the gold bodysuit one with the cape. It wasn't that it was hard, it just took a long time because all of the rhinestones were glued on one at a time individually. That one. So yeah, all the rhinestones on the and everything. So, and basically every time I thought I had enough rhinestones, I'd start gluing and I'd basically get like a corner of it done and I'd run out again. So just took time. The other one that was probably the most, that was probably the hardest, that took the longest, was the Edge of Glory one I did for Halloween. About 3, I guess that was like 4 years ago, maybe. Just because that one as well, all of the studs, I did all the studs by hand. I didn't use a machine or anything. So I basically did each stud on the top and the bottom and all the gloves. Yeah, all the studs on the gloves and all the little rings sewn onto the glove. Everything was all done one at a time. So that one took a long time too.
Yeah.
That one I started in like July to wear for Halloween.
Nice. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, but it looks good. See, this is the thing. It pays off.
I know. That's the thing is it makes such a difference.
Yeah, we were saying that it's like you have to put. I mean, the more effort you put in, it's like the more it will get noticed, and the more I mean, obviously, yeah, lots of it will take a long time, and some of them, of course. Some of them take longer than others. Some of them cost more to make than others. But for the most part, it's just time. And if you're creative enough, you can do it. You can do them like relatively cheaply. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've definitely had some fails where it's like I've done them, and even the one with the Raver Girl one, like I learned a few things from the one that I made because I made the one for myself, and I sell that one on my store now. Because when I first made it and wore it, I was like, I can't sell this. I danced and sweated in it for like 4 hours and it fell apart. It's like, I can't make one of these to sell for somebody. They're going to get it and it's going to fall apart on them. So I kind of learned everything that I did wrong on mine.
Yeah.
And fixed it and adjusted it and, sewed more stuff instead of gluing it. Because,
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
Glue tends to melt off plastic when you sweat to death on it. So,
oh my God.
I definitely learned that. And I mean, even like there's been ones that I've made too. It's like that one split on the side, but I was able to. I found somebody that worked at the arena with tape and like a stapler that fixed me up. The gold bodysuit one. Too. Yeah, the gold bodysuit one was probably the most frantic fail because the crotch split on it. At the beginning of the show, like she came out in her gold bodysuit and like 2 songs in, I'm dancing and I'm like.
Something doesn't feel right. There's a breeze.
Something's not right. Like I feel really like open down there. And I look down and I'm like, holy shit, the crotch is split right open. The Velcro had come.
Oh no! You're still there. Ashley?
Oh no.
Oh no, are we losing our only guest? That sucks. Ashley, can you hear me? Ashley,
Vancouver show. I had probably like 6 girls that were working at the arena. Oh, can you hear me?
Oh no.
Yeah,
we couldn't for a while.
Oh God, sorry. I don't know. I think once it split, I was like, okay, I'm gonna at least wait until she finishes like her set in this gold outfit. Like I can keep it together till then. And then I shimmied up the stairs, like holding my legs together. And I had a bunch of girls running around the arena looking for tape for me, and like same thing. They got me like this roll of duct tape. So I went into the bathroom and I've got like one leg up on the counter, like duct taping my crotch together.
Oh no!
That's very sassy though. That's the stuff you need to film.
And I'm like, you guys, I'm kind of trying to like tape my crotch closed right now. Like, can you just wait a minute? Like, people are on their phones taking pictures. I'm like, come on, you guys.
Give me 5 seconds. That's
Give me 2 seconds. They're like, but you look so good. I'm like, okay, but I'm falling apart right now.
I look better.
Same like you said, I couldn't pee for the rest of the time. I was like, I'm stuck in this now. I came back down and my friend, my girlfriend was like, here's your drink. I'm like, I don't want it. I can't pee anymore.
Yeah, not gonna do that. That's so funny. My Raver Girl costume also split down the side as we were on stage. And you can see for part of it, I'm actually like, I'm doing this with my arm and I'm so excited. And I look down and go, and grab it as we're on stage. So I spent a lot of the rest of the time one hand holding my wig on and one hand like holding my top shut. And we went backstage and we're standing there and we're waiting to talk to Gaga and we're talking to people and whatever. And I'm holding it shut like this, but not covering myself. Like, because I didn't put a bra underneath. I just did tape nipples because I was like, it was so hot. Goodness. Oh, I got some real nice looks.
We got some hate for that one because
we got a lot of people just being like, nice costumes, but really with the nipples though. And I was like, yeah, really. So
it. It's authentic.
I mean, they were covered, whatever. That shit is legal in Ontario. I'm just saying. So we went backstage, and I'm holding it shut like this, and Robert, her security, comes by and goes, "Kay, are you ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're ready to go." And first of all, my earring had already flown off under the couch, so he had to find that for me. We were complete disasters. We didn't know where any of our friends were. We were falling apart. And finally, and he comes, and he's kind of looking at me like, "What are you, like, why are you holding this?" And Sarah finally just goes, "It's see-through. You can stop." Like because I kept holding it shut, being like, "Oh my God, no, they'll see my boobs."
It's like clear plastic anyway. Who cares?
That was when Gaga said she hoped we were over 18. I'm 25.
We're not going to talk about it. I'm in my early 30s. Is all we're going to say. Clearly over 18.
Was that our best costume? I don't know what. Oh, my hardest costume. You know what? I do know what my hardest costume.
And you know what?
I know
what
your
another
hardest
fail.
costume was.
Oh, the fucking
Crispy Versace.
Yes. Painting seashells and starfish on.
You talk about yours first. Tell us about Crispy Versace and why it's called Crispy Versace.
Goodness. Well, okay. So, you know, obviously trying to find this print in a fabric store was going to be challenging, so I had to get a little creative. Neither of us are seamstresses either, so, like, I haven't used a sewing machine since home ec, so it was kind of like an experiment. So off to the thrift store we went, and I got a high-waisted pant, and it was hard to find, like, a really long blazer like that, so I managed to find them, and I just thought, okay, here we go. This is perfect. They were like a light gray. I'll bleach it. I'll dye it the teal color, and whatever. I can either screen print or just figure something out for the starfish. That's fine. Well, I guess I don't know my fabrics well, so apparently you can't bleach quite a few fabrics short of cotton and denim. Like, it just didn't really work. So so that then second I had to resort to painting it. So the entire thing is painted with teal paint, and then it's painted with the seashells. So paint tends to get a little hard and crispy. So the entire suit was like paper, and so it looked okay, but the minute I went to move, it would like swoosh like paper, and it would crunch, and so every time I sat down, it would like be all crunchy. And so I decided that I was going to call it, instead of it was her custom Versace, but for me it was my Crispy Versace.
And it was so crispy. It was like hard to touch. Crispy. And like we filmed a video where we just ended up, for bloopers, filming her walking back and forth across the basement, because it was just like yeah, it was so funny, and she got so frustrated, and
and your art rave, that was another one. You called me in tears with that one.
I do that a lot. I have a very short emotional span. If I'm not in my safe zone, I'm in tears. So this is one of the most terrifying things I've ever created, and kind of ugly as well. But Gaga was really into it, so I made this, and it worked really well. The water wings worked better than I thought they would. Everything was great, and then the last step I left was the mask. And the hat, and I was like, oh, that's not gonna be hard. And like, we had gone to, how many places had we gone to find this freaking plastic fabric? We had gone to every place you can imagine. I was in sex stores being like, okay, here's this something weird. Let me tell you what I need. I gotta make this white mask, and people were looking at me like, the fuck?
Well, they were showing us stuff with zippers on.
Oh my god, zippers and studs, and I was like, no, I have to be able to breathe. This is not an S&M thing. Like, I respect your choices, but that's not what I'm looking for. And they were showing us. I was like, okay, do I make it out of rubber? What do I do? So this is essentially like kind of what shower curtains are made out of, that we found at Fabricland from a very excited old lady who loved everything we were doing. And it came time to actually mold it to my head, and I'd left it till like, we were leaving for Roseland like the next day. Like the next day I was coming to Sarah's to stay the night, and we were leaving the next day. Like, so I left myself under 48 hours like an idiot. And I got as far, this thing involved, I sewed the plastic, I hot glued the plastic, we tried E6000, there was foam in it, There was like styrofoam cones in the hat, and then I decided that was a terrible idea, so I just let it hold its own shape. It was the most frustrating. I literally called Sarah in like, and like I was up till like 5 a.m. doing it, and she was sleeping, and she had like 97 frantic text messages from me being like, "It's not working! I hate it! I hate just costumes! I can't do it!"
Of course, I'm sitting there because Courtney tends to be, I don't know if you've gathered, tends to be a little dramatic.
That's rude.
So she's got these messages, and I'm thinking, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm sure it's not as bad as you think it is. You're just overreacting. I'll just see it tomorrow. I'm sure it's fine.
She was like, "We'll fix it."
So she brings it, and I was like, oh.
She literally went, "Oh."
Well, so we like ripped it apart and tried to remake it, and yeah, thankfully it looked okay in pictures. In person,
it was bad, but Gaga loved it. And then she goes, "Oh," so she saw us in it, and she turned around to ask security to take a picture for her, and I thought she was just fucking off, basically. I thought that she was leaving, and we weren't going to get to talk to her, and I was like, damn it! So I ripped the hat off, and she turns around and goes, "Oh, I want a picture with you. Will you put that back on?" And I was like, it was this freaking, like, to get it on, I had to, like, catch my chin in it and, like, get someone to yank it. So I'm standing there. People are going, "Oh, my God, hurry up." And Sarah's in the video laughing. And Gaga's, like, trying to, like, pick it. Oh, it was a disaster. That was one of the hardest costumes and one of my most epic fails that I've ever done.
It looks good in pictures, though, so that's all that matters.
Thanks. Yeah. I think we were supposed
It looked accurate, and it looked legit.
legitimately insane and scary.
yeah.
We were supposed to be talking about good costumes. I feel like every costume just has such a unique fail story attached to it.
Every costume usually has a story with it. Like, one of the ones, I made one that I took pictures in it. I never wore it for the same kind of pee reason. Was I made the whole thing. It was the one, the hair one, like black hair dress.
Oh,
I
have a picture of that?
I made it. I made it for a Halloween costume, and I put the whole thing on, and I was like, this is so badass. Like, it's awesome. The hat was so effing heavy. It could my head because the hair hat was so heavy, but the whole dress. Yeah, try going to the bathroom in that thing without dropping like 10 pounds of hair in the toilet.
Oh my God. Gross.
Yeah, not gonna happen. So it was like I had it on for like 10 minutes, and I was like, I can't wear this. I can't wear this because I can't go to the bathroom. I can't go anywhere.
No, but it's so fabulous though.
It turned out very good. So it was basically one of those that was like, I'm gonna get pictures of this, and it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, it didn't make it out that year for Halloween.
Oh, that's such a shame. You'll have to wear it somewhere and just call it a throwback.
I'll do a throwback one. I laughed even too at your when you guys were saying that it's like Gaga only seems to come to Canada in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
Was for the Born This Way ball. I went in Toronto, and that was whenever the Princess High, the marijuana leaf one.
Yeah.
Basically, we almost didn't even get to Toronto the night before because there was such a bad blizzard.
Yeah.
It was so bad, and I was crying in the airport in Calgary, and I was like, because so many flights were getting canceled, and I was like, we're not going to get there. The weather's so bad. I'm like, our flight's going to get canceled. We're never going to get on. So we ended up getting there. We got there like super late the night before. And then there was so much snow, and it was blizzarding so much. I had to like makeshift, and I was like, I'm not wearing a jacket over this. So I was like, screw that. But I had heels and stuff with it, so I ended up like we went to H&M like that day of the concert, and I found like a kid's like green zip up hoodie that I had like extra of that the green glitter stuff that I made all the leaves out of. I had extra stuff, so I like stuck leaves all over it, so I had something to like wear out to like get to the arena, and I bought these little green flats.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I can't wear heels because there's so much snow.
That's so
crazy.
funny. I was at that show too, and we almost didn't make it. We drove a Greyhound the day of, and we left at 5 a.m. and we arrived an hour before the show. And
my god!
I dressed as Yui the mermaid, and it was latex mermaid titties and like gills, and it was a disaster. I couldn't even do the actual.
Appropriate for blizzard weather. Yeah.
Totally. I couldn't actually do for Toronto. I ended up having to save them till Montreal, the actual latex ones. I ended up taking rubber gloves and stretching them and taping them and putting makeup on them. And the pictures I don't have one on here, but they're so shitty. It's terrible. But yeah, it was the same. That the concert that Jamie slept for like a week in a tent or something and ended up in the news.
Oh
And
my God.
I hadn't met Jamie yet, but I heard about her and was like, that's so dedicated. Like,
That girl's
so
awesome.
yeah. So I'm gonna play Jamie's hardest costume right now, and then I'm gonna play her favorite costume too, and they're good ones because these are just badass costumes.
Used to be, I made like the poker face monster ball thing that she wore with all the rhinestones, and that took me 3 months. In 2000, I don't know. But then this year, I got the terrible idea from my friend Kristen, and then I said, I'm not doing that. I wanted to make the Louvre outfit that she wore to the Louvre with the gray braids and the pony and the whatever. So I said, okay, well, if I do that, hers is individually rhinestoned in a pattern, and it's like vintage Gianni Versace, so like vintage archive, and I was just like, maybe we'll do it with glitter. And then I sat down with my outfit and my silver glitter, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, this will not be the same. It'll look like it, but it won't be the same. So I ordered like thousands of rhinestones, like 2mm, like really tiny rhinestones. And I think it started with like 10,000, and that only took me like this much of the shirt, and that took like a month. So then I was like, crap. So I think I kept ordering them, and then I had to get them from different places, and like online, and I had to wait for them to come. It took like over 150,000 rhinestones. It was horrible. And I don't have a way of putting on rhinestones like a machine, so I would sit there with my glue and do like a line of glue, and then get the tweezers and go rhinestone, 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 in that incessant pattern of squares and crap for a good, it took me 6 months. So I watched everything on Netflix. There's nothing on Netflix I haven't watched. I've watched it all. But you know, when I wore it, I said, you know what? Good job. Proud of you, Jamie. Proud of myself. So that was the hardest one. Not hardest, but it was like time consuming. Favorite costume
Don't start yet. Whoa.
Favorite costume that I...
No, shh, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. We have to show the picture of the outfit.
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to show a picture of this one because we got the pleasure of going to one of the shows with Jamie in this outfit. Oh my gosh, hi Jay! You're here!
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Oh,
Yay!
microphone or something?
Do you have, yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't know anything about
We can
technology.
hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
What is happening?
Nice to meet you.
Yours is
Oh,
yours
who's that?
is really quiet.
I just found out that during that interview, nobody saw Jamie. They just saw us eating gummy bears.
I wonder what you guys are eating.
I'm so sorry.
Who sent us that?
Some random text message just popped up and said, during the viewers, I just saw you two. During the video, viewers just saw you two here to help, and it's a number I don't know. Whoever you are, I thank you. Love you. Surprise, we like gummy bears. Thanks, guys. Can you tell that this is our first time? So, I hope you could hear Jamie. We're going to show you pictures of this amazing costume because she did such a good job on this. I was so wildly impressed. Can you see it now? So we got to see Jamie in this costume, and it was awesome. And every single one of those little silver lines is rhinestones and hand glued with tweezers. And the hair, she didn't even explain how she made the hair, but it's braided. It's all braided. And it's basically the coolest costume I've ever seen. So that was awesome. And it was just really, 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 really well done. It was so detailed. Jay!
What?
I'm so glad you're here. Tell everybody who you are and talk a little bit about your costumes because they've been watching us talk for ages now.
Are we live right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, we are.
my real name is Jamie, actually, but everybody calls me Jay. I am an impersonator. Well, I was because I haven't been doing that for like a year or something. What else? I live in Chile, that is located in Latin America, and
I'm so glad that you're joining us. I'm glad you got into the chat and we can talk to you. So we already talked about some of our favorite costumes and some of our like most epic costume fails. So I want to hear about some of your, tell us about like your favorite costume and or like the hardest one you ever made.
the hardest one was the Bad Romance costume
Oh
from
yeah.
the Born This Way ball because it had a lot of details, so it was really hard to do it. It took me like a week or something.
See, that's
And
what's so funny is people think it like, I mean, a week is actually not that long to like make a really detailed costume.
Yeah,
but
that's so good. It looks exactly like the real thing.
I did fail in the first attempt, you know.
Yeah. I love it. So that was the hardest one you've ever made. Is that one your favorite one you've ever made?
No, it was not definitely my favorite. My favorite is the Chaser one.
The which one?
Chaser.
Oh, where's that one? Tell us about making that one. Why was that one your favorite?
Well, that was a really easy one, you know, because it is only pants and the top, so it was not really difficult to do it. But I love how it looks, so that is why it is my favorite.
Okay. I can't get it to come up for some reason, but if I can get it to work, I will show it for you because I like that one. um, what was your like biggest? Have you ever had a costume fail really badly? Like when Ashley and us were here, we were talking about just like when costumes fell apart horribly and like didn't work the way we wanted them to. What's your biggest costume fail?
Uh, but you mean during wearing it?
Yeah, or even when you were making it, or most of ours were about when we were wearing it, though.
Well, I never had a fail while wearing it.
Really?
He's lucky.
But like I said, the hardest one was the Bad Romance. I had to do it twice.
Oh
Because,
no.
yeah, doing it twice because it has a lot of details.
Yeah, you did it really well, though. Well, congratulations to you and not having one fail when you're wearing it because that's awesome. And almost all of my costumes fail when I'm wearing them. So.
Although
Um,
actually, he seems to be a pro in this.
I think the only one that ever I had to do twice was this one. I will show you. So this is the bubble dress 2.0. So I made this, and Sarah helped me do it. This was like a collaborative, like we both made this thing. It's made out of foam, and it has real bubble machines in it. And they actually blew bubbles. So because they blew bubbles, the bubble stuff just sat in a tray that was like open. And so if I moved around too much, like I wore this to the Heal This Way event in New York, and there was like splashes of bubble stuff on the floor from where I'd moved too fast, and it had poured out over the side. And
and I had to run around after you
Sarah
topping
was
up your
like,
bubbles.
Yeah, Sarah kept running, topping up my bubbles, being like, stand still. But the reason I had to make it twice is because I wore it for Halloween, and because it's made of foam, like there was one part we were on the dance floor just here in Ottawa, and because it's made of foam, the hooks that we used to keep it together just ripped. And so we were on the dance floor, and the whole dress just went funk and just like fell off. But I knew that I wanted to wear it in New York, so I had to make it again. So that was another time that the night before we were leaving to New York, Sarah's like, how's it going? And I'm like, well, I have approximately half the dress left to make, and we leave in 2 hours, so that's good. And stuff it in my suitcase and get it over the border. And then we got to the hostel, and I sat on the suitcase, and one of the bubble machines turned on, and the whole suitcase was like, and like the thing was ripped when we got it. It was a disaster. But it looked really good, and it blew real bubbles.
Well, and actually that trip that we went to New York, I'm trying to remember. No, it wasn't that trip. Because, Jay, I think we didn't meet, but we saw you at Roseland.
Yeah, I saw you in the line, but I
wasn't
sure who you were, so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we were kind of the same, like, oh, who's that? And like, check out her aura costume, and it's amazing. So you had, like, photographers and stuff were taking pictures. I think you ended up in some of the, like, local New York papers with that, too.
Yeah, I think we saw you.
I think we have to see there.
Oh, yeah, there's the aura one. We're going to show your aura one because that one was really, really impressive. And you actually really, really looked like her as well. People kept being like, oh, my God, oh, my God. There's the aura one. That's where we saw you at Roseland.
Yes.
That was a good one.
That was the first show, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Her birthday.
Yeah.
That was a good show. That was good. The one that I wore to Roseland for her birthday, we always do coordinating, so it was also Jingle Bell Ball.
Yeah, I did the Versace one that we talked about before.
Yeah, so this is when Sarah wore Crispy Versace. I wore this. And it worked out super well in terms of it looked really nice, or so I like to think. But I hand dyed that wig, and the dye started coming off as I was dancing and like getting sweaty in the crowd. And so by the time we got out, like my neck, my hands,
and your beads were
oh my God.
off.
So that bodysuit, I didn't buy the right size. That silver bodysuit was so tight, and I had to glue those on when they were not on my body, because the only thing that would keep them on that shiny material was hot glue. And so if we did it on my body, we burned me, which I had like a couple burns for a while on like my legs and torso. And so we took it off and glued them on, and then when I had to put it on, it was so tight, and I had to like shimmy it up over like my thighs and butt. And every time I pulled it a little more, gems started like and like because they just kept popping off, and it was a disaster. And I was totally green by the end, and then you had green on you from trying to help me pull it forward, and yeah.
I wanted to ask you earlier, Ashley, and I forgot, but I've noticed in a lot of your looks, you have the tattoos. You have Gaga's tattoos. Do you put them on, or do you actually have those tattoos?
No, I put them on. I have a couple of tattoos, but I don't have any of like the matching ones of hers. But yeah, I put them all on. I'm trying to think if you guys, I don't know if you guys have any pictures that show them really well, but yeah, there's actually a really good website. It's called straytats.com, and you can pretty much get fake tattoos of anything. So basically, I just get pictures of all of her tattoos, and you just do them as like a black and white image, and you can upload them and size them how you want. But yeah, so I've lots of the arm ones and stuff, and I think I did one one of the ones I did, I think when I did the task one, I even had like her the trumpet one that she got from that Tony Bennett before. So yeah, basically it's called it's Stray Tats, like just TATS, straytats.com, and yeah, you can order anything, and they're super cheap. They're like the tattoos that usually end up being like like the little ones are like 50 cents, and like the bigger ones are like $6 to $7 kind of thing, depending on what you get. So yeah, so I'll usually once I know what I'm doing, I'll usually order the tattoos that I know that of the ones that will show. So usually it's always like
this is what we do. We were
don't
doing
show everybody.
We were doing filming earlier. This is what we have to resort to. I don't even know if you can see it. Eyeliner pen, and Courtney draws them on.
And it's not good.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't draw.
See them, and they're smudgy.
Ashley, I really appreciate it, but it's only impressive because the camera's not very good quality.
It's blurry. Because the camera makes it look blurry.
I tried to draw the hand earlier, and it did not go well. The hand is a little deformed. The monster paw is a little.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with the full hand paw yet. But yeah, when I did because they're fake, like they're just like the put on with water tattoos. Oh my God.
They're like a transfer? That's so cool. Yeah, no, it's not good.
Yeah, it's just they're like the tattoos when you're like a kid, that it's like you just put them on with like a wet cloth kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they last, they say they last up to a week, but they don't. They last maybe like, if you're going to a concert and like if anything touches them, they last maybe like a day or two. But yeah, the
ours would be gone by the end of the show.
Probably. When I wore them, because I went to when I wore the Roseland outfit, like the red flower Roseland outfit. I went to two concerts back to back. Like the next day was the one where I went to Edmonton and I wore the Raver Girl costume. And the next day for the Edmonton one, I had my friends like with a Sharpie marker, like going over the lines that had come off and stuff. And even he was like, "Are you sure you want me to do this?" He's like, "This is a Sharpie." I was like, "Just do it. It's fine." It's fine.
Well, note to self, we had lots of highlighter pen.
That is the point.
But that's good though. So we
were in the car driving, and I was like sitting in the back, like trying to like Sharpie back on my arm tattoos.
That's so funny. So I know the PBS special starts at 9, and I know that we want to watch it. By the way, we don't have a stream for it, so if anybody watching wants to send us a stream for the PBS special, that'd be great. And neither of us have TV. So we'll probably stop at 9, so we have 7 minutes left, but I want to talk to you guys about just like why you like doing the costumes so much, and like why you want to, you know, we've talked about how we go through all this effort, and Jay's making costumes twice, and Ashley's got ones that made her cry, and like why for you guys is it worth going through all of the trouble and all of, they cost money, we have to pay for all the supplies. What's your like favorite part of costuming, and why do you do it, and why is it all worth it?
So we can start with Jay, I guess.
Yeah, Jay, why?
Well, it's hard to say, but I think that the thing that I love the most is how surprised she is every time she sees someone dressed like her. Like, that's the only thing that keeps me doing it.
Yeah.
That's
And
really,
she's so like, she's so grateful when you put the effort in too. She gets really excited. And Ashley, what's your favorite part?
Honestly, I've always been a little bit obsessed with costumes, even pre-Gaga. I've always, like, even for me, like Halloween is like Christmas to me. Even growing up, like all of my girlfriends and stuff, it's like I remember my one girlfriend. It was the day before Halloween, and she's like, "I don't want to go out, I don't have a costume." And I was like, "What do you want to be?" And she's like, I was like, "What?" I was like, "What have you always wanted to be?" She's like, "I've always kind of wanted to be She-Ra." I was like, "Done." And we made her a She-Ra costume in like a couple hours, and it was perfect.
I used to love She-Ra.
Yeah, so I've always really liked costumes, and I think that was always kind of my like draw for why I liked Gaga so much when she first started coming out. Was like I loved the stuff she wore, I loved her costumes, I loved the shit that she just wore like out every day, and I think with the effort and stuff, I mean, prime example, like the times, I mean, I think it just basically the times that you guys have met her, the like getting pulled up on stage, the like her talking to me during the show and like inviting me backstage. I think that's all just part of the effort, that it's like you guys, as you said, like she sees it, she appreciates it, and I think everybody else appreciates it too, where it's like I can't imagine going to a Lady Gaga show at this point now and not going in like full costume. Like I can't even imagine just going in like a Lady Gaga like concert t-shirt, because it's like
I know
no one's gonna stop me. I was like, if I just wear that, no one's gonna stop me every 5 feet and try to take a picture.
For us, like it's been and I've tried to explain, you know, to some of my friends, because I'm fairly new to the whole costuming thing, and I've tried to explain like how empowering it is, that it's like, you know, it's and it isn't like, that's the thing, is they're like, oh yeah, sure, you got to go in these skimpy outfits and whatever, and it's like, well, no, sometimes I'm wearing a head to toe morph suit, you know, it's not about showing skin and getting attention for it, it's about, you know, for me,
and
it
if
was
it is,
like,
who cares?
Well, sure, but it's not, it's like, it's empowering, and it's really cool to be able to just like, you know, sort of move past those boundaries. Like that's where I feel like I've been able to get rid of a lot of insecurities, because if I were to dress like myself and just dress more revealing, I'd be so insecure, and I would be, you know, just feeling uncomfortable, and I just wouldn't enjoy myself. Whereas I feel like it's different when it's a costume. It's like, no, it's accuracy. Like it's, I'm being accurate to the detail, and I get to feel like it's a form of expression. It's like the same as the makeup and the wigs. It's cool to get to be somebody else for a little bit, and then when you're being somebody else, and I know like Gaga's talked about this before, and this is what I totally have identified with in doing this whole thing, is that you can shed all of those insecurities, because you can have this other sort of, you can hide behind the wigs, you can hide behind the makeup, and you can just be yourself, because it's not really you. And as time goes, you actually start to learn
that it is
what parts are you,
really
and that were just kind of hidden because you were too sort of shy to show it. So I honestly, like, it seems like it's all just fun and games of like, yay, makeup, costumes, wigs, but honestly, I have gained so much self-confidence, and I've really gotten to find myself more through going through this process. So I think it's important for people to do, and it's a creative outlet, and it's been amazing, and it's cool to have other people that enjoy it too, and they get it. So that's why we're glad that we got to talk to you guys.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What would be the advice that you would give to the little monsters that want to do the same? How to start? How do you start doing costume?
I mean, I think it comes from, like, it has to come from a passion, right? So I think the first thing would have to be finding a look that they really love.
Yeah.
And so if they really love it and they really identify with it somehow, then it's going to be easier to be creative and to figure out how to make it.
I think people should keep unconventional materials in mind, because we've made costumes out of shower curtains, tablecloths, like foam, mechanical pieces. We made a thing out of water.
Paper.
Yeah, paper. I think that sometimes when people think costume making, they think like sewing and like things that they maybe don't know how to do. And I think that thinking of materials you didn't realize you can use is good, but also B, a lot of times we sit down and go, I want to make this costume, and I don't know how to do that, or that, but I'm going to do it anyways, and you kind of just figure it out. Because if you want to do it, you will.
It's a lot of trial and error, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and even as you said about unconventional material stuff, I've gone to Home Depot sometimes to look for costumes, and I'm like the poor guys at Home Depot being like, what can I help you with? And it's like, you don't want to know.
Exactly. Oh, we've done the same. We went and bought, and the funny thing is at least both of us tend to be on the same page. There was one look we were doing for a video where we were making Courtney into a statue, and we didn't even talk about it. I just pulled into the parking lot at the Home Hardware or whatever, and she's like, oh, right, we're stopping here to get a mop head, right, to make the wig, and I was like, yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, everybody was like, wow, your hair literally looks like a statue. I was like, thanks, it's a mop head, but thanks. Yeah. So it's time for the PBS special, so we should probably let people go and watch that. But thank you so much for coming on, you guys. Ashley, Jay, we love you, and we're so glad we got to talk to you. This is the first time we're sort of like meeting, really.
Yeah.
We once saw Jay from afar, but so thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me on, and thanks for it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody should check out Ashley's page. She's got amazing costumes. That's the other thing, Jay, we talked about earlier. If there are fans out there that want to have amazing costumes and they just either don't feel confident enough to attempt them on their own, or maybe they just don't have the time to put in, Ashley has a great website where she actually sells costumes for like Gaga outfits that she's made, and they're amazing. So it's under Lingerie Bomb, right?
Yes, Lingerie Bomb. It's an Etsy store. But yeah, basically anything that's listed that is for sale is available. I'm also always happy to do anything custom. A lot of the stuff that I've done for sale on there is stuff that started as somebody sending me a picture and sending me a picture of something Gaga's worn, saying, I want this, like, can you make it? So a lot of times sometimes there's very few things that I'll say, no, I can't do it, but most of the time I'll come back and it'll be like, okay, we'll figure it out and we'll do it. And then, yeah, once I've made it once, then I usually that's kind of how the stuff has gotten listed. Either stuff that I've made for myself and worn for costumes on my own and then listed them to sell, or stuff that other people have wanted and been looking for that I've done. So yeah, definitely, if you want something or you want something that's not listed, don't hesitate to message me.
Perfect.
Awesome. And Jay, if you start performing again, I hope you post it because I want to see.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If any of the little monsters out there want to have something, like anything about doing costumes or whatever, they can ask me, and I'm always willing to help.
Perfect.
Perfect. You probably get a lot of questions. We get some questions. I know that Jamie gets a lot of questions too, so I'm sure you guys do as well.
Yeah, a lot. The biggest one is, can I buy your Raver Girl wig? And I say no.
Yeah, I said no to that too.
Everybody wants the wig.
That and the dope jacket for me. I've
Yeah,
had people
oh my
offer to buy
God.
the dope jacket.
And that sequined one.
Yes.
But I made that. My mom half made that. That one's not for sale. Okay, well, we should let you go so you can watch the stream. But thank
Thanks
you
again.
so much for joining us.
And telling
Thanks,
us your
ladies.
stories.
Thank you. And
Have a
everybody,
good night.
you too. Bye.
Bye.
And everybody go check out www.freebitch.com and also check out poppylove.net. And big thank you for Tim, because it was actually Tim that texted me halfway through to let us know that he was actually watching us eat gummy bears. So thanks, Tim. We love you. And my mom texted me too. Thanks, Mom. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.